Uh, let's move on to today's topic. Guys, in the last session, you got to know about this one. In the last session, we started with iterational control statements. That's nothing but looping statements. There are three types of loops, like for loop, and the next one will be while loop, and finally it is do while loop. These are the three types of loops, folks: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. And as we discussed, the syntax of the for loop is like this. Okay, actually, again, for loop has actually two types. One is called for loop, and the second one is called for each loop. But for each loop, we will discuss when we enter into the concept of arrays. Because for each loop, we can't discuss right now currently, but we can discuss it when we are entered into the uh, arrays concept, arrays, collections. There we use for each loop. But as of now, we'll go with the for loop only. Okay. So this is the flow chart of the for loop that I told. Just I would like to give a 1 minute of explanation on this. Initially, whenever control enters into the for loop, first of all, it will go to the first part of the for loop, that is called initialization part, because for statement contains three parts. If you look at the first statement, which contains three parts, and the three parts are separated with a semicolon. Semicolon is mandatory to separate the each part. There are three parts here. Part one is called initialization. Part two is the condition. Part three will be the increment or decrement part. Okay, and it has the body statements. These are the statements which comes under the first statement. These are called body. So in the first statement, first part is called initialization. So whenever control enters into the first statement, first it will go to the initialization part. That's what the flow. Okay. And after initialization part, next step is it will go to the condition part. That's why after initialization, to go to the condition part. Condition has always Boolean value, either true or false. Suppose if the condition is true, then it will go to the statements and will execute them. Means it directly doesn't go to the increment or decrement part. Sequentially, it won't go like that. First, it enters into where? Initialization part. From there, next it goes to where? Condition part. Okay, now? And if a condition is true, then it will go to the statements, will execute them. After executing the statements, then it will go to the increment or decrement part. Directly, it won't go. So first, it will execute the statements here, then it will go to increment or decrement part. And once it is done, again it will go to check the condition. If a condition is true, then again the statements will be executed. Then next it goes to increment or decrement. Then again it go to the condition. Okay, so condition, statements, increment or decrement, again goes to condition back, then statements, then increment or decrement. It is iterating like this. Folks, am I clear now? Right. But how many times initialization part will execute? Only once. If condition is false, obviously it goes to the next statement. Whoever is there after the for loop, whatever is there next, control will go to that next statement because condition is false. Folks, am I clear? Online folks, am I clear now? Everyone in online folks, yeah. Can you respond to me? Am I clear with all these things? Let's go ahead, folks. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks. Let's go ahead, folks. See here. Let us understand the way how we read the first statement is valid or not. Basically, I want to tell all of you guys is that what there are two types of for loop actually. Okay, there are two types of for loops. Folks, uh, have you accessed that these notes through our Ashokati portal? I uploaded it on Saturday. Is accessible to you? Have you seen the date and the notes? Saturday, whatever the notes I have uploaded, is it downloaded for you? Very good. Very good. Guys, online folks, have you downloaded that? Notes on Saturday, whatever the notes I have uploaded, have you downloaded that notes? Have you gone through that? Okay. Okay. So there are two types of for loop. Folks, one is called for loop only. Okay. Which is sometimes called as a numerical for loop. We can use any word, for loop or numerical for loop. Okay. For loop or incremental for loop, otherwise numerical for loop. People call different words. I just want to write something like that. Second one is called for each loop, which is also called as collection based for loop. Collection based for loop. Folks, there are two types of for loop. One is called for loop, which is also called as a numerical for loop. And the second one is the for each loop. This is also called as the collection based for loop. Okay. And in both the two types of for loops, the keyword is for only. I mean, even though the second type of the for loop is called what? For each loop. But we don't have any keyword called for each. So the way how we write the syntax is different. But in both the cases, what is the keyword we have to use? For. For is a keyword for loop, and for is a keyword for each loop. Means we don't have any separate keyword called for each. That's what I'm trying to say. Am I clear? Folks in online, am I clear to you? Okay? Folks, observe here. Just I wanted a point, otherwise you may get confused. Okay. In both types, the keyword is for only. In both the types, keyword is for only. For is a keyword. Otherwise, I'll keep this in double quotes, but it's better. Okay, na? In both the cases or in both the types, what is the keyword to be used? For only. For is a keyword. That's it. That is for numerical for loop and also for collection based for loop. Second type, for each loop, we will discuss in arrays concept. Currently, we are only going with which loop? For loop only. Okay, that is called numerical for loop. Okay, observe here, folks. Let me tell you some small snippets of the code and we'll understand that. Okay, tell me, folks, tell me, in for, there are how many parts are there in the for loop? 3 parts are there. And how do you separate them? With a semicolon? Yeah. With semicolon? Yeah. Folks, am I clear now? Yes. Okay. For example, I'm writing. Example 1 I'm writing. Just simple examples. Later we'll discuss programs. But first we'll start simple programs. For. Folks, everybody observe here. For is a keyword. It's in lowercase. For. I'm writing C. Int I equals to 1. Okay, folks. Int I equals to 1. I less than or equals to 3. I plus plus. Then system dot out dot println. Okay. And please try to understand my concept, folks. Java, otherwise system dot out dot println of I. Close the for loop. Okay, na? Observe it, folks. Look at this, guys. This is a for loop now. I is equal to 1. Tell me, first of all, whenever control enters into the first statement, when the control enters into the first statement, where does control will go first? Which part? This is called initialization part. This is called initialization part. Am I right, guys?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, it is initialization part. It will go there. Tell me in the initialization part, I am creating a variable called I with the data type is what? Int. Int I is equal to 1. What's the value of I? 1. So let's take a box. I'll try to take the box I, and please understand I, and this name of this box is I. I is the name of this box, memory box, variable na. Tell me what the value currently stored in this variable? 1. I has a value of 1. Folks, am I clear now? Right. Tell me guys, next where does the control will go after initialization part? It will next move to the condition. To this place it will move. Am I right or not? Yes. Now this is called which part? Condition. Okay. This is the condition part. The second part of the first statement is condition. Tell me what is the current value of I? 1. 1 less than or equals to 3. What about the result of this condition?
True.
1 always less than or equal to less than 3 actually. Less than or equal to 3, correct. Condition is true. If condition is true, where does control will go next? Statements. Control will go to the statements. Tell me how many statements I have? Only one statement is there. What is the statement? System.out.println of I. Could you tell me what's the value of I currently? 1. Tell me what's the output printed here? 1. Output printed is 1. Tell me after executing the statements are completed. After executing the statements, where does control will go?
I will
Increment. This part is called increment. Third part na? This is called increment part. Am I clear? Am I clear, folks? Tell me. What's the value of I?
2.
I plus plus na? You know plus plus is called increment operator. Unary operator, right? Tell me I plus plus means I value get incremented. But where that incremented value will be stored? I plus plus means I value increments by 1. But where that incremented value is stored, result is stored in again which variable only? I only. In I only. Guys, tell me now. Everyone, folks, tell me now what the current value of I, it's not 1 now.
2.
It is 2. Folks, am I clear?
Yes, sir.
What's the value of I now? 2.
2.
Result is stored in I variable only. Tell me after this, where does control will go? After increment? Again, it goes to the condition. Condition part? Yes. Check the condition. What's the current value of I now? What's the value of I currently? 2. 2 less than or equal to 3?
True.
Yes, true. True means we'll execute the statements, right?
Yes.
Tell me, what's the statement?
2.
System.out.println of I.
2.
Tell me what's the value of I? 2.
2.
Means in the output 2 will be printed now? Yes. Okay. After executing the statement, where does control go?
Increment.
Increment. In increment, what's the statement we have? I plus plus.
3.
What's the current value of I? 2. Current value of I is 2. 2 plus 1. 3. Where the result is stored? Result is again stored in the same I only. Now tell me what's the value of I now? 3. 3. Tell me after this increment, next where does control will go?
Condition.
To check the condition now. Tell me what's the condition now?
3 less
3 less than or equal to 3? True. 3 equal to 3, na?
Yes.
Less than or equal means it could be either less than or equal to also. So 3 less than or equal to 3 condition is true. If this condition is true, where does control will go?
Statement.
What's the statement? SOP. What's the value printed? I.
3.
What's the value of I?
3.
3 is printed. Tell me after this statement, next where does control will go? Increment. Same process, na? Increment. Tell me the increment I value get incremented. Where is the
4.
incremented value stored?
I.
In I only. Very good. The incremented value is again stored in I only. What's the value of I now? 4.
4.
Next, tell me where does will control go after increment?
Conditional statement.
What's the value of I? 4.
4.
Less than or equal to 3?
False.
False.
False means control will come out of the first statement, na?
Yes.
Control will, because the condition is false, now the control will enter into next statement. Am I clear?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
What's the output printed?
1, 2, 3.
3. Tell me how many times initialization is executed? Only
One.
once. Not every time, only once. After that, where does control will enter?
Conditional.
After condition, if condition is true, where does control enter? Statement.
Statement.
After statements, next control will go to where?
Increment.
or decrement. Increment. After increment, again next where does control will enter? Condition.
Conditional.
Condition is again true, then wait, where the control will enter?
Statement.
After statements, again where does control will enter?
Increment.
Increment or decrement. After increment, decrement, where does will control go?
Conditional.
Means what? It is see, statements, first condition. If a condition is true, statements. After statements, increment or decrement. After increment or decrement, condition. After condition, statements. See, this is repeating like this now. Condition, increment, decrement, like this. The loop is repeating like this. Folks, am I clear? Loop is repeating like this. But how many
Yes,
times initialization is executing?
Only once.
Exactly. Guys, tell me what's the output of this now?
1, 2, 3.
Exactly. I will write output here. Output is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now please understand me. Everybody, example 2. First understand how to write for loop. Okay. Guys, observe here. Int I. For I equals to 1. I is a variable. Variable names are case sensitive. I less than or equal to 3. I plus plus. Okay, na guys? System dot out dot println of I. System dot out dot println of I. Guys, could you tell me what is the output of this example 2?
1, 2, 3.
See, what is the difference between the first example and second example, folks?
In first example, for initialization is under in the for loop, and for example to initialization before the for loop.
In the first example, okay,
Data type
variable creation, variable initialization.
Yes.
Variable creation and variable initialization. Both are done in the first statement only. Example 1. In example 2, variable creation is done
separately.
above the first statement. But a variable initialization is done in the first statement. Able to follow me, everybody, folks?
Yes.
Yes. I am not writing here int I is equal to 1. Just I am writing I is equal to 1. That's it. I is equal to 1 is called variable creation or variable initialization. This is called variable initialization. Where is a variable created? Variable is created outside the for loop, above the for loop only. But output will be same.
Same.
Very good. Very good. Output will be same. This is example 2. Folks, example 3. Example 3. Sorry. int I is equal to 1. For semicolon I less than or equal to 3, semicolon I plus plus. Slowly I'll explain one by one. Please try to understand the different ways of writing the for loop. Then what I'm writing is system dot out dot println of what? I. This is what my for loop. Folks, tell me what is the output of this statement.
1, 2,
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Will you get any error? Are you finding any error in this?
No.
No.
No?
No.
Are you finding an error in this?
No.
No. No. See here, guys. Actually, for has 3 parts, na? In a for statement, how many parts are there? 3. Part 1, initialization. Part 2 will be the condition. Part 3 will be what? Increment or decrement. Tell me here, when I'm writing for, in the for statement, I am not writing the first part. First part is missing. Which part is missing? Initialization part is missing. But I'm writing condition. How do you separate part 1, part 2, part 3? Semicolon. If a semicolon is missing, you will get compile time error.
Yes.
Okay. Definitely, how many semicolons you should be there? How many semicolons must be there in the first statement?
2.
2 semicolons must be there.
Sorry.
Observe the 2 semicolons are there or not.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Semicolon is a separator of part 1 to part 2, part 2 to part 3. Okay, folks. Yeah. Please try to understand me. Just give me a second, folks. Yeah, folks. See here, which part is missing? Initialization part is missing. Okay, no problem. But semicolon is there? Yes, means your syntax is correct. Okay, means there is no variable initialized here. But already above the first statement only we have initialized the variable we created plus initialized. For the variable we created, I. For the value we have assigned, 1. Means we have initialized. Okay, na? Tell me what the I value currently? Here, what the value of I here? 1. 1 less than or equal to 3? Yes. Condition is true means control enter into SOP statement? Yes. This is a statement block? Yes. Okay, what's the value of I printed? 1. 1 will be printed here. Output is 1. Output is 1. Okay, na? Right. After this, where does control will go? Increment. What's the value next? I value? 2. After this increment, next where does will control go? Condition. What's the current value of I? 2. 2 less than or equal to 3? True. 2 less than or equal to 3 is true. True means again control will execute the statements. What's the value of I printed? 2. Next value is 3. Same as output. Folks, am I clear now? Could you tell me what the output now? 1, 2, 3.
3.
Am I clear with this all, everyone? Example 4. Folks, example 4 to you. For Okay. Int I is equal to 1. I less than or equal to 3. I plus plus. Okay. System dot out dot println of I. Better in the next one I am writing. System dot out dot println of I. Folks, can you tell me what is output of this for loop?
Error.
Mhm.
3.
What is the output of this for loop? Compilation error. Online folks, could you tell me what is the output of this example 4? Could you tell me what is the output?
Error.
Error?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else? How are you saying that it's a compile time error?
But
How are
there
you?
is a semicolon.
Semicolon for after for loop.
Yeah. In a for statement, after the for, at the end, there is a semicolon. Correct? Semicolon is a
Yes.
line termination. As per Java code, how do you terminate one statement of Java?
Yes.
Semicolon.
Semicolon.
Okay, how to tell the compiler this statement is over? Semicolon. At the end, we should keep a semicolon there. So in first statement, I gave semicolon. I gave one semicolon. Listen to me, folks. This is not compile time error, I'll tell you. In older versions of Java, it is error, compile time error, I agree. But from Java 8, it is not error. The output is going to be 4. What's the output now? 4 is output. That statement is terminated. First, where does control will go? Initialization. Control enter into initialization. I is equal to how much? 1. Next, where does control will go?
Condition.
What's the condition?
I
I less than or equals to 3. What's the current value of I? 1.
1.
1 less than or equals to 3. True. If it is true, it should enter into statements. But we have semicolon here.
Yes.
We have a semicolon there for loop.
Yes.
First statement has a semicolon. First statement has semicolon means what? This first statement does not have any statements.
Yes.
It doesn't have any statement. Line terminated, na? It doesn't have any statements block. No statements are there under for. Okay, observe it. Okay, tell me if no statements are there.
Then
if no statements are there, where does control should enter? Increment or decrement part. There is an increment now. What is the increment? I plus plus. What is the value of I now? 2. After this increment, where does control will enter now?
Condition.
What's the condition?
I less than
2 less than or equal to 3. True. Where does control should enter actually? Statements. But there are no statements. That's why it will go to
Increment.
That's why it will go to increment or decrement. Next, what's the current next value of I?
3.
2 plus 1, 3. Next, after this increment, where does control will enter? Condition. What's the current value of I? 3.
3 less
3 less than or equal to 3? True. Next, where should control actually should enter? Statements. But there are no statements. There are no statements. Where does control will go? Increment. What's the current? Now, what's the next value of I? 4. After this, where does control enter? Condition. What's the value of I now?
4.
4 less than or equal to 3. False. False means comes out now?
Yes.
If the control comes out of the first statement, there is a block here.
Yes.
Within curly braces, whatever you write is called a block. This is one block of statements. Okay. In Java, This block is called instance block. You will not exactly understand the wording now because of instance sorry, instance block and static block you'll understand in OOPS concept. But as of now, just remember this is one block which is called instance block. Okay, this will be executed. This block will be executed. Tell me this, if this block executed inside the block there is SOP statement. What's the value of I?
4.
What's the value of I?
4.
4. What's the value of I? 4. Means what's the output to be printed? 4.
4.
But actual output is what you know? Compile time error. What's the output now? Compile time error. Why it is compile time error?
Because there is
Not
a
because of
semicolon.
semicolon. There is another small point is there. That's why this is compile time error. Not because of semicolon. I want to again explain my concept is the compile time error is not because of semicolon. But there is one more concept is there inside. That's why it is compile time error. Online folks, could you identify that error?
We are declaring I in the for statement, so it will be not accessible out of that method or function.
Exactly. Exactly. That's correct. Output is what here? See. Tell me where I created this variable I. Where is the variable I created here?
The for loop.
In the first statement. In the first statement. In the for loop means first statement. In the first statement, I am creating the variable called I. Now this variable I is visible within the for loop only. But where is this SOP?
Outside the for loop.
Tell me this SOP is inside the for loop or outside the for loop? Outside the for loop. It's already having a semicolon there. It's outside the for loop. Because it is at outside the for loop, this variable I is not visible. This variable I is visible only in the for loop, but not visible
Outside
after the for loop. After the for loop. Tell me this SOP statement is inside the for loop or after the for loop?
after the
After the for.
So tell me I variable is visible here or not visible?
Not
No.
visible.
Not visible. It's not visible. I is not visible. Because it is not visible, compiler will give an error. Could you guys tell me why we are getting compile time error?
Inflation.
Yes, I'll give you statements here. Why it is compile time error? Guys, could you tell me why it is compile time error? Yes. Yes, folks. First of all, tell me, is it because of for semicolon? No. See here, folks, please understand me. Here, I will write. Folks, listen. Here. Sorry. I will write one point like this. I'll use a different symbol. Okay. No problem. Tell me, folks, what is happening here? Tell me, folks, here. What is happening? For statement has a semicolon. I will write the symbol also at the end. First statement has a semicolon at the end. Okay. So it has no body. It has no body. Body means curly brace open, curly brace close. That is body of the for loop. This for loop doesn't have any body. It has no body. Okay. Next. Please understand. Okay. The variable I. Variable name is I only, na? The variable I is created in the first statement. So it is visible within the for loop only. Am I right or not? It is visible within the for loop only. The SOP statement is at outside or after, is at after the for loop. So the variable I is what, folks? Variable I is not visible. Hence, it is a compile time error. Try to understand all these different ways of writing the loop and identifying the errors. Am I clear, folks? Everyone in online, am I clear with all these things? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Very good. I'm even giving important statements also so that you can read out and you can understand it. Did you guys got why it is called compile time error? Not because of semicolon. Okay. Example 5, folks. Example 5. Int I is equal to 1. Folks, int I is equal to 1. For semicolon I less than or equal to 3. Semicolon I plus plus. Semicolon system dot out dot println of I. System dot out dot println of I. Guys, could you tell me what is output of this loop?
Four.
1.
What is the output of this? Could you tell me what is the output of this example 5?
Four.
Please think, okay? Please think and...
1.
Sorry?
One,
Ah.
two, three. I wrote
One
there.
variable can have only one value, right?
Yes.
Could you tell me now what the output of this?
4.
Yeah, exactly. Answer is 4. Why it is 4, you can understand, na?
Yes. 0.
Tell me here the variable is created in the for statement or above the for statement?
Above the first
Above.
statement.
Above the first statement, not like the previous example. Here, where is the variable I created? I is created at above the for loop, which means what? That variable I is visible in for, and also that variable I visible after the for loop also. Am I clear or not? Previously,
Yes, sir.
previously in example 4, why I am saying that I is not visible? Because that I is created in for statement. But now,
Yes.
here the variable I is created above the for statement, which means what? The variable I is visible in for statement and also visible at after the for
Outside.
statement. Outside also. Am I clear, folks?
Yes.
Then you know this already. Previously, semicolon is there. Okay,
Yes.
that's why it is increased. So tell me when this control comes out of this for statement. When does
Condition
the
false.
control comes out of the for statement here? Don't
When I
feel it is complex.
Whenever they
Very, very simple. Please try to learn basics. Okay, na? Could you tell me when does control comes out of this? Could you tell me when does control comes out of this for statement?
if
When the
condition
condition
false.
is false.
False.
When does the condition is going to become false?
I equal to
I
4.
value is
When I becomes 4.
4.
When I becomes 4. Because
Yeah.
4 less than or equal to 3 means condition fail. Control will
Yes.
come out of the first statement. Means when
Yes,
I
yes.
becomes 4, it will come out now. Very good. Tell me if it is coming out, what's the statement? SOP, print what? I.
I.
What's the value of I now?
4.
Very good. Guys, tell me what's the output here? 4.
4.
4.
Exactly. Guys, example 6. Different examples. First we will discuss. Okay. Please try to understand whether the variable is created in first statement or variable is created above the first statement. If a variable is created in first statement, then that variable is visible within the for only. The variable is created above the for statement, then it's visible in for and after the for also. Am I clear, folks?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Int I is equal to 1. Hey, everyone, try to understand the examples one by one. For int I is equal to 1. You have to clearly understand and observe it. Okay, now, folks? Please try to understand it.
What?
Could you tell me what is the output of example 6? Online folks and offline folks.
4.
Yeah, Suja, I got your answer. Yeah, next. Guys, could you tell me what is the output of this code? This for loop. If these are my statements, could you tell me what is the output?
1.
4, 4.
Okay. What is the output of this code? Next, anybody else?
Error. We are declaring I 2 times.
Okay. Okay. Ah, very good. Next, any other? What is your answer? What is your answer? 4.
1.
What is your answer? What's the value of I? What is the output of this code? 4. What is your answer? 5. Okay. Next, what is your answer? 4. Your answer. 4. Your answer. 4. Very good, guys. Online guys, what is your answer? Here, offline
1,
people are
sir.
saying that everybody is saying 4. 4 or 5. 4. Guys, very good. Very good. The output is 1. 1 is a correct answer. 1 is a correct answer. I will explain you. Don't worry, I'll explain you. First, please try to understand me. Okay, folks, output is 1. 1 is a correct answer. I'll tell you how. First, tell me, above the first statement, there is one statement called int I is equal to 1, which means we are creating a variable called I, and we are initializing or assigning the value 1, right? So, which means one memory location created. This is the memory location created. Please understand, guys. Or I will write this memory location here itself. Guys, there is a memory location created. What's the name of this location? I. What's the value inside?
1.
1. Folks, am I clear so far? Tell me
Yeah.
after this, okay, this line is over. Next, control enters into first statement.
Yes.
Tell me in first statement what the first part? Initialization. In
Initially.
initialization, what is there?
int I equal to 1.
int I is equal to 1. Folks, am I clear?
Yes.
In initialization, we have again int I is equal to 1. We have a doubt here actually. I
Yes.
is a variable already declared, na? Int I is equal to 1. Again, you are creating int I, same variable again you are creating. Generally, this will lead to compile time error because same variable you cannot create multiple times. But here to understand this variable is created for this for loop block only.
Yes.
Tell me this variable is created to use within this
For
for loop only, not outside the for loop. This is block level. What level? Block, that block level. We can create like this. Tell me this variable is only for block, not for outside, only for block. Then tell me one more time I is created. Hey, online folks, are you understanding my point? One more time I is created. Tell me what's the value of I initialized? 1. I is 1. Now tell me after this, where does control will go? Condition. What's the condition?
1 less
1
than
less
less
than or
than
equal
or
to
equal.
3. Condition true. But is this for loop has any body statements?
No,
No.
sir.
The loop does not have any body statements. That's why next
No.
where does it will go?
Increment.
Increment. What's the value? Next value of I?
2.
2.
2. I is 2. Next, tell me, after increment, where does control will enter?
Conditional
Condition.
statement.
What's the condition now?
2 less than
2
2
less
equal
than
less
or
than
equal to
true.
3. Condition is true.
True.
But it does not have any body statements.
You're ready for tomorrow?
Then where does control
Everything?
will go?
ఏం చేస్తున్నావు మరి ఇంకా?
Increment.
This is going to be 3.
అదన్నా రెడీ చేసుకో.
Am I clear, folks? Please
Yes,
listen.
sir.
3.
వాచింగ్ అని చెప్తే
3. Folks, am I clear? 3. Tell me next where does control will go?
Increment.
Condition.
Sir.
What is the 3? I value? 3. 3 less than or equal to 3?
True.
But it does not have any body statements. Where does control will go now? Increment.
Increment.
Increment means next I value becomes?
4.
ఉన్నాయి ఎక్కువ తీసుకో.
Tell me 4 less than or equal to 3. Next condition?
False.
False. False means control will come out of this first statement. Na?
Yes, sir.
Whenever control comes out of for, this memory is vanished. This memory is gone. Why this memory is gone? Because that I variable is created in first statement. Na?
Yes.
What is the visibility of that variable? Within that
Okay.
for loop only. But control is coming out of the for loop. Na? That variable
Yes.
is removed. This variable is removed. But this variable is there.
Yes.
Tell me SOP of I. Guys, tell me what's the I value printed?
1.
1.
1. Guys, did you get why we are getting the value of I is 1 now? Everybody is
Yes, sir.
understanding? Example is understandable to you? Online folks, offline folks, everyone? Could you tell me, guys, have you understood this example?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Please understand me. Guys, tell me what the output?
1.
Yes, output is 1. Think, okay, logics are important. Please try to think. Example 7, folks. We will write, no problem, okay? Please understand. Int I is equal to 1. For semicolon, semicolon. Okay, semicolon, semicolon. If I equal to 4. Break. Otherwise, I'll keep this example in the next page. If I is equal to 4, break. System dot out dot println of I plus plus. Please go through this code. Could you tell me what is the output of this code? Everyone.
1, 2,
Just
3,
go
sir.
through this code. Try to identify what is the output of this code.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. Next, anybody else?
1, 2, 3, 4.
I am observing chart. Yeah. Adarsha. Okay. Anybody else? Online folks. Anybody else? Could you try? Could you try something for this? Online folks, offline folks. What's output you are expecting? You should go line by line so that you'll understand automatically. Loop and all, if you observe carefully, then you'll get the output. Could you tell me what the output you are expecting? Sorry? No. First of all, I have a question to all of you. Is this for loop has body?
Yes.
Yes.
Is this for loop has body?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
How do you identify whether this for loop has body or does not have the body?
With the curly braces.
It doesn't contain the semicolon.
You have to identify based on whether after the for statement parenthesis semicolon is there or not.
Yeah.
Tell me here, do you find any semicolon?
No.
Are you finding any semicolon here? There is no
No,
semicolon after the parenthesis, right? After closing parenthesis, do you have any semicolon? No. No means what? It has body? Yes.
Yes.
Earlier, see there is a semicolon here, which means what?
No
This
body.
for loop does
That's
not
a
have
close
body
body.
statements.
Body statement.
Here also semicolon is there.
Yes.
This for loop also does not have any body statements. Am I clear? So how do you identify whether this for loop has the body statements or not? After
With
the closing parenthesis of the for loop, check semicolon is there or not. Am I clear? Tell me,
Yeah.
guys, is this for has body? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because there is no semicolon. So these are the curly brace started, curly brace ended. There is body. Yeah. Tell me what's the first part of the for? Could you tell me what's the first part of the for? Initialization part. Above the for statement, we have I is equal to 1.
Yes.
Yes.
Statement is there, which means what? There is a variable called I is created. Yes. What is the value of I, folks? Is 1. Is created there. Then next control will enter into this for statement. Whenever control enters into the for statement, guys, tell me what the first part of the for? Initialization. But we don't have initialization. We kept a semicolon. For the second part, condition. Do you have any condition there?
No.
No.
If there is no condition, by default, for statement assumes condition is true.
Yes.
By default, condition
Yes.
is true.
True.
If condition is true, where does control should enter? Statements.
If statement.
The statements. Tell me who is the first statement in the for? If. We know if already. If. What's the condition if? I is equal to 4. Tell me what's the value of I?
1.
1 is equal to 4.
No.
1 is not 4, right? 1 equal to 4 means answer is false.
Yes.
If this condition is false, then control does not execute the break.
Yes.
Because where is break?
For.
Break is a
When
statement in if. Break is a statement in if. Am I clear? Tell me now, break statement is executed or not executed? Not executed.
Not executed.
You may have a doubt. Sir, where is curly brace? Where is curly brace for this break? Where is curly brace for this if?
Not
Actually,
there.
we are expecting now. You are expecting what? One curly brace
Yes.
started here.
And
After
one
One
break.
curly brace should end here. Am I right or not?
Yes.
Yep.
Generally, people we are expecting like this.
Yes.
Mhm.
But I'm not writing curly braces. Reason also I'll tell you. What's the reason why I'm not writing curly brace? Because
Single statement.
yes,
Single
exactly. Exactly. Under this if, how many statements I want to write?
One.
Single statement.
One.
Who is at one statement?
Break.
Break. Because it has only one statement, curly braces are optional. Did you guys
Yes.
get my point?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, folks, now this break statement comes under if na? Then tell me what is if condition is? False.
False.
False means break is not executed. Then tell me
Mhm.
next control will go to next line.
Copy.
Who is the next line in the body? SOP. SOP of what? I.
I.
Tell me what's the value of I.
One.
One. Guys, tell me first output is 1 printed here.
Yeah.
1 printed. Tell me next statement.
Increment
Two.
of
I plus plus. Guys, tell me what's the next value of I here.
Two.
Two.
It's 2.
Yes.
Folks, am I clear now? I is 2. Very good. Tell me after the statements, where does control should enter? No,
If
after the statements are executed, next, as per the rule,
Equalize.
where does control should go?
condition.
For.
Condition.
Sorry.
Check the condition.
No, you have to follow the for. You have to follow the for syntax. Increment.
And-
But do you have an increment?
No,
Mhm.
yes.
If there is no increment, control will definitely go to condition next.
Mhm.
No condition also. If there is no condition,
Yeah.
by default assumes as true.
True.
True means enter. Enter into the for loop. Tell me who is there inside the for loop? If statement. What's the tell me condition if?
I equal
No,
to.
what's the condition? I value. 2.
Two.
I 2.
Is it 2 equal to 4?
No.
No.
No means break is not executed.
Right.
Yes.
Tell me control should go to next statement. What's the next statement? SOP.
SOP.
SOP of what?
2.
I. What's the value of I? 2.
2.
Guys, tell me what's the output printed now.
2.
Two.
Tell me after SOP, what's the next statement? I plus.
I will
What's the
be-
value of I now?
3.
Three.
I increments to 3 na?
Yes.
3. Tell me next, after this I plus plus, next it will go to increment. No
Yes.
increment is there.
Yes.
No increments next to go to
Condition.
condition. No condition
Yeah.
is there.
No condition.
True.
True.
Again
By
enter.
default. True.
Enter into
Mhm.
first statement. Who is the first statement here? If. What's the value
If.
of I? 3.
3.
3.
3 equal to 4.
False.
No.
False. False means
False.
Break will not.
break is
does.
not executed. Control goes to SOP. SOP of what?
I.
Tell me what's the value of I printed.
3.
Am I clear?
Yes.
What's the next?
Yes.
I plus plus next statement. What the I becomes next, folks?
4.
I increments to 4.
Yes.
I increments to 4. Tell me after this statement, where does control should go as per the rule? Increment. But there is no
Increment.
increment or decrement. No, nothing is there. Next, where does control will go?
Condition.
Condition. Condition is
Condition.
true because there is no condition. Then tell me control enter into if.
If
Under
statement.
the for there is if statement. What's the value of I?
Yes. 4.
4 equal to 4. True.
True.
True means execute the break.
Break.
Break will break the loop. Means what?
Yes.
We'll move the control out.
Out of loop.
Out of the loop.
Okay.
Next statement. Guys, tell me what's the output printed.
1, 2,
1, 2, 3. Am I clear,
Three.
folks?
3. Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. 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 Output is 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Please try to understand. Okay. Now my question is, can we write a for statement without the 3 parts? Can we write a for statement without the 3 parts? For has 3 parts, na? What are the 3 parts?
Yes.
Initialization, first part, condition, increment or
Increment.
decrement. Okay. But you see the first statement, I am not writing initialization, I am not writing condition, I am not writing increment or decrement, nothing. Can I write a for loop like that?
Yes.
Yes.
But how many semicolons is mandatory as per the syntax?
Two.
Semicolons. Check 2 semicolons is there or not here? Yes.
Is there.
2 semicolons are there, that's enough. Am I clear, folks?
Yes.
Online folks, am I clear to you? Online
Yes,
folks,
sir.
offline folks, everyone, am I clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Very good. Let's go ahead. Guys, you need to tell me output for this code. Sorry. Guys, you need to tell me output for this code. For just a minute. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, folks, I'll continue. For guys, tell me now. I would like to write something like this. No? You have to show me the, you have to give me the correct answer. I is equal to 1, comma, j is equal to 8. Okay. I less than or equals to 3 and j equals to 10, I will say. I is equal to 1, j is equal to 10. I less than or equal to 3 or j greater than or equals to 6 I plus plus comma j minus minus. I will keep all in one line. System dot out dot println now. Please guys try to write and I first I want to print the value of I, then I want to print in double quotes I'm keeping comma because I want to print comma between I and j. Okay, on paper please write this example and try to identify the output, and could you tell me what the output of this? Yeah, please note this for loop and try to take I values how much, j values how much, take the boxes, I box, j box. Two variables are there, na? Here I'm initializing, I'm creating two variables in the initialization first part. One variable name is I, another variable name is j. Am I clear? So please go through. And the condition also having two conditions, two prepositions. I use logical or operator. In operators, logical operators, logical or, logical and, logical not. Okay, na? Okay. Yeah, folks, what the output you are expecting? Yeah. Output is what? 1, 10. 1 comma 10. I comma j, we are printing one comma in between I and j, right? We are not finding the sum of I plus j. I we want to print, then comma, then we want to print in between, then j we want to print. Okay, na? There is a comma in between what I and j. There is a comma. Okay, na? Tell me, guys. Tell me first of all what the value of. First of all, see the first statement, folks. If you look at the first statement, everyone. Yeah. Guys, if you look at the first statement, in first statement, the first part is called initialization. But in initialization, how many variables I am creating? 2. I equal to 1 comma j equal to 10. Means I is a int variable, j is also int variable only.
Okay, okay.
1 minute, guys. Okay, we'll complete it. Yeah, folks. So what is the value of I, folks? I is equal to how much now? 1. And J also we declared in the same line. J value becomes 10. Okay, right?
Yes, sir.
What is the first condition? I value 1, 1 less than or equal to 3. True. Or means what? Any one of the two conditions can be true.
Yes.
Already first one is true. Now we check for
Yes.
second one.
Yes.
Print I comma J. What is the value of I printed?
1.
1 comma. What is the value of J printed?
10.
10. After printing, next control goes to increment or decrement part. Here
Yes.
one variable is incrementing, other variable is decrementing. Na?
Yes.
I is incrementing, J is decrementing.
Decrement.
Means I becomes 2. J becomes 9.
Yes.
2 less than or equal to 3? True.
Yes.
R means what? If 1 is true, total condition is true.
Yes.
Tell me what the value of I? 2,
2, 9.
comma 9. J value decrementing na? 9.
Yes.
Very good. Tell me next. I increments, J decrements. I value becomes 3. 3 less than or equal to 3? Equal to
True.
na? True. If first condition is true, R doesn't check for second condition.
Second.
Tell me what's the answer? 3, comma
8.
8. Folks, am I clear?
Yes.
Tell me. Next time I increments to 4, J decrements to 7. 4 less
Yes.
than or equal to 3?
False.
False. If it is false, because
Then-
R operator, it will check for the second condition.
Second.
What's the second condition? J. What's the J value now? 7.
J condition.
7.
True.
7 greater than or equal to 6? True.
Yes.
First one condition false, but second condition is true, na? R means
Yes.
what? Any one can be true. Then tell me what the value of I? 4,
4,
comma 7.
7.
Tell me next. I becomes 5. J becomes 6.
Yes.
Decrement, na?
Yes.
7 to 6 now. Minus means decrement. Tell me. 5 less than or equal to 3? False. But R means second condition is verified now.
Yes.
J less than or equal to 6 now.
True.
Yeah, 6 less than or 6 greater than or equal to 6 na? Yes,
Yes.
true. True means what? 5 comma 6. Next I becomes
6.
I plus plus
becomes-
na?
Yes.
5 plus 1 6. J
5.
5.
7.
6 2 minus 1 5. I will be 6, J will be 5. Tell me 6 less than or equal to 3?
5.
False. Or 5 greater than or equal to 6? False.
False.
Both are false, na? Then control
Yes.
comes out. Because R means what? At least one condition
One.
must be true. But both are false. Come out. Tell me guys what's the output now? 110, 29, 38, 47, 56. Let me write this. 110. Next what, guys? 29. Sorry. Yeah, guys, tell me. 29, 38,
38,
47,
47,
56.
56.
Guys, am I clear with this? All of you guys, today we discuss something. Are you clear with all these examples of for loop?
Yes, sir.
Everybody, right? Different examples we are trying in order to get clarity on how the for loop we have to understand. Folks, am I clear? This is all
Yes.
what we discussed today. And I just want to add the date so that you'll get a clarity. Date 20th May. Okay, folks. Am I understandable to all of you today? Online folks, is it clear for you? Right? Yeah. Good. So now you got basically how basically how for loop, how to write for loop. Okay, initialization part, increment part, condition part, all these kind of things you got. So next we'll start from programs. These are small codes to understand whether what is the value of I, whether this loop will execute or not, or is it a termination of the loop or not. That's what we discussed so far, right? The possibilities, different possibilities. Next, based on for loop, we have many programs are there. And now we are going to start with the programs from the session tomorrow. Okay, right? Tomorrow we'll start with the for loop programs. Understanding for loop and while loop are important. Do while loop is nothing. Understanding for and while are very important because the entire business logic in Java can be implemented through for loop, while loop, if else. So if else, for while. If you know these four, then you can able to write any number of lines of Java code. That's why these are very important. You have to learn very clearly. Am I clear? Right. Guys, tomorrow I will continue. At some time, after some time, I will upload this document. Please go through the examples once again. Am I clear? Right. Thank you. Tomorrow we'll meet.
Okay. Thank you, sir.